Good morning, children. Today we learn a new lesson, the world of fishes. Okay, Unit 4 is the world of fishes. So, in this lesson, we are going to read about the different types of fishes. Okay, now let us start the lesson. See, nearly three-fourths of the earth is covered with water. This part of the earth forms a different world where thousands and lakhs of species of fishes live. Human beings know only a little about their world. This unit is based on the discoveries about the fishes. So in this lesson we are going to read about the various fishes, how they live, how they will communicate the messages with each other, okay? And what is the lifespan of the fishes, okay, all those things, and what are the different types of fishes. Okay, children, fishes have been on earth for more than 450 million years. They were well established long before dinosaurs roamed on the earth. There are over 25,000 identified species of fish in the water on the earth. It is estimated that there may be still over 15,000 fish species that have not yet been identified. Nearly 40% of all fish live in fresh water. And you know that less than 2% of the earth's water is fresh water. Fishes have excellent sense of sight, touch and taste, and many possess a good sense of smell and hearing. Most fishes reproduce by laying eggs. Though some fish, such as great white sharks, give birth to live babies called pups. So fishes have excellent sense of sight; they can see well, and touch and taste, and many possess of a good sense of smell and hearing also. So most fishes reproduce by laying eggs. Some fish, such as great white sharks, give birth to live babies called pups. So that is the to whom they will give the birth. They are called the sharks, the white sharks. They give birth to live babies called pups. See, this is the shark, and these are their babies. Okay. And many fishes living in the deep sea produce light. And unlike our fluorescent tubelets and bulbs, which waste a lot of electric energy as heat, the light produced by these fishes uses energy very efficiently with no heat, hence it is known as the cold light. So many fishes living in the deep sea produce a light. Then some fishes which are there inside the sea, they produce a light also. And unlike our fluorescent tubelets and bulbs, which waste a lot of electric energy as heat. Okay, so the fishes, they are also the produce the light. Why? Because they will go in a deep inside the sea. Okay, so because of that they need a light, so the fishes itself, they will produce the light. And the fishes uses energy very efficiently with no heat, hence it is known as a cold light. So that won't produce any heat, that is inbuilt in nature. Okay, the lanternfish has this kind of light. So the fishes which produce the light, they are called the lanternfishes. Okay, it has a row of luminous spot along its body whose position and color is different. Not only in the different kinds of lanternfish, but even in the two genders of the same kind. So even in the dark, a female knows that the fish approaching her is a male or a female of her species. So because of the light which they have, okay, so that they can recognize which fish is coming, the fish which is coming near to that fish, that is the whether it is a male fish or a female fish. By because of the light they can recognize the fishes. Okay, children. And next thing is, the mud skipper is a fish that spends most of the time out of water and can walk on its fins. It carries a portable water supply in its gill chambers when it leaves the water. It can also breathe through the pores of its wet skin. So mud skipper is another fish. Okay. So it spends the most of the time out of water. So mostly the fishes, they live in the water. But this mud skipper, it is a fish which can live without water also for the so much of time. Okay, and with the support of its fins, it can live without water. It can live uh, without water. It means it lives out of water for the most of the time. And lungfish can live out of water for several years. So lungfish is also another fish which can live out of water. It secretes a mucus cocoon and burrows itself under the unpacked earth. It takes in water with its lungs through a built-in breathing tube that leads to the surface. A lungfish has both gills and a lung. So the lungfish, it is another fish which can live without water for several years. So the inbuilt system which is there inside its body, it helps in order to live without the water. Okay, so it takes in water with its lungs through a built-in breathing tube that leads to the surface. So it receives the water through the lungs. Okay, and lungfish has both gills and a lung. And fishes use a, see, you can see the mud skipper. This is a mud skipper. They are given the pictures. And next, fishes use a variety of low pitch sounds to convey messages to each other. They moan, grunt, croak, boom, kiss, whistle, creak, shriek, and wail. They rattle their bones and gnash their earth. However, fish do not have vocal cords. They use other parts of their bodies to make noises. So, how the fishes will communicate with each other? So, they won't have the, see, we people, we have the mouth, with the help of the mouth, we will speak. But how the fishes will talk with each other, how they will communicate the messages to one another. That is, how they will communicate. They will also communicate by moan, grunt, croak. These are the sounds which are made by the fishes. So by listening that sounds, the other fishes can easily recognize what the fish is communicating to it. Okay, they rattle their bones and gnash their teeth. So with the help of their teeth and the bones, when they move and they'll make the sound, the other fishes will get that communication. However, fish do not have a vocal cords. We people, we have the vocal cords, but the fishes, they won't have the vocal cords. But they will communicate the message through their teeth and the bones. Okay, they use other parts their bodies to make noises. So other parts they will make use in order to communicate. And next, while some fishes stay near a selected home, others wander far. Okay, far and wide. Notable among these are the oceanic tuna, malnourished sailfish, and swordfish. They have a sleek, streamlined bodies, are fast swimmers. Fishes can form a school containing millions of fish. They use their eyes and something called a lateral line to hold the places in the school. The swordfish is a very bad tempered. For no reason, it attracts the boats and throws snouts forcefully against the wooden planking. So this is the swordfish. So what is the nature of the swordfish? So unnecessary, it is a bad tempered, means it gets angry very quickly. So how the, see, in human beings also, some people, they are quick tempered. It means that they'll get angry very easily. Okay, so in the same way, the fishes, they are also having such nature. So swordfish, this is a swordfish, is very bad tempered. For no reason, it attacks the boats and thrush. Okay, so sometimes when the boats and uh, the boats, when they are moving inside the sea, this type of swordfish, okay, it attacks that boat suddenly. Okay, it's not forcefully against the wooden planking. See, the swordfish, how it is having the, uh, it is like a sword. What you can see from its mouth, we can see that's a sword, which is a very sharp thing is there. So with this thing, it will attack the boats. Okay, And most fish can see in color and use colors to camouflage themselves or differ themselves and their territory. So the fishes, they are also in a, we can find the fishes also in different colors. So by seeing the color of the fishes, okay, they will differentiate one another. And fish have the best possible eyesight for their habitats and can certainly see you peering at them in a fish tank. Some fish can see polarized and ultraviolet light. A fish does not add new scales and the rings, it has increased in size. In this way, growth rings are formed and the rings reveal the age of a fish. A fish age can be determined by growth rings in its scales. So, how the people will become old like that, this fishes also become old. Okay, they also become old. So, how we can recognize the age of the fishes? Means by seeing the rings which are formed on it, we can determine the age of a fish. See, for the people, how we can recognize the people that they are old. What the human beings, what the human beings, they will get on their face, on their skin. That is the wrinkles, isn't it? So by seeing the wrinkles, we can recognize the old people and we can determine their age. In the same way, the fishes, they also have the rings on its body. So by seeing that, we can recognize the age of the fish. So a fish age can be determined by growth rings in its scales. See, for the fishes, when we draw a type of fish, what we can see on the fish, the rings. Okay, by seeing the growth rings, we can recognize the age of a fish. So, children, till whatever we have finished now, go through the lesson and try to understand, and we will do the remaining lesson in the next session. Okay.